Hello and welcome to In Stitches. This is the 498 Singer model stylist, and there's many different models that Singer made that are very similar to this machine. So this video covers all of those models. So if it looks similar to this, and if you get inside and you see similar looking mechanisms, well, this is the video for you. So this one is to do with hook timing. In the video where I show replacing the broken feed gears, the hook timing's upset. This video shows you how to set the hook timing, and also just go through a little bit of troubleshooting and some of the reasons why you might want to set the hook timing, or at least even check the hook timing to make sure that it's not out. So that's one reason you might want to do the hook timing. So if you want to see how to get to the point where you can set the hook timing, take a look at those other videos. I show how to take this cover here off and the lower covers to get access to the timing grub screws, and also take the faceplate off here to get access to the timing marks. You don't have to take the faceplate off to get to the timing marks, you can actually see them, but I find it easier to show on a video by taking this here off. I also take the plate off, the bobbin case out, and for clarity I take the feed dogs out. You don't need to take the feed dogs out, but I do just so that I can get the camera angles in there for you. Yeah, if you want to see how that's all done, go and have a look at part 1 of the feed gear replacement video, and that will show you how to get to that point. There's several reasons you may want to reset your hook timing, or at least even check it. That is skip stitches. So you might get some stitches that miss on your seam. That's possibly hook timing. But before sort of diving into that, if you're getting missed stitches, the first thing I would do is replace the needle. Put a brand new needle in and check it again. If it's still missing stitches, it could be needle bar height, or it could be hook timing. So there's several different reasons. The other reason you may want to do the hook timing is if the hook gears have failed. This is a set of hook gears here. See, often the hook gears here, they can strip the same way that the feed gears do here. You can see that these are completely mangled gears. The teeth are all breaking off them, and that can happen with the hook gears as well. So if that's happening, you can quickly check that by taking this bottom cover off, and you'll see missing teeth on these gears here. It'll be a little bit looking a little bit like this, possibly, where it's all breaking apart there. And in which case, obviously the hook gears need replacing, and at that point, once these are replaced, the hook timing needs to be reset as well. So there's a couple of different reasons why you might want to set the hook timing, or at least check it. If you do suspect that your hook timing's out, you might want to just skip ahead in the video. I've put indexing or chapters in the timeline along the bottom of the video here. You can just skip forward and take a quick look at how to actually check the timing, because part of setting the timing requires checking it as well. So you can do that, and you can literally do that just by taking the throat plate off here. So I'll do that now anyway, just to quickly show you. It's probably best to get the press foot off there, and you can do it with a bobbin case installed, but it's probably easier just to take that out. That can just simply come out like so. I'll show that in more detail in the first of the feed gear replacement videos. And then you can just unthread the needle, and you can quickly check using the timing marks here, and as to where the hook should be in relation to the needle at a certain time. That's what they call the needle bar rise. That's the amount that the needle bar rises to form a loop off the back of the needle for the hook to come through at a specific time. And that is where you can quickly check it here. As I say, just skip forward to the appropriate section there. So let's get right down to it here. I will go ahead and take these covers off here that I need to take off. As I say, if you want to see how to do that, go to part 1 of the feed gear replacement video. It's about 3 videos back from this one, roughly. I'll put links in the description down below as well. Okay, always start off with a brand new needle. This is really important when doing hook timing, because if you're putting a bent needle in, your timing can be out. So get a brand new needle in there. Now, I see this done wrong all the time, and for some reason it seems to be the popular way of setting hook timing. It's not the right way of doing it. I'll explain the wrong way right now. This is the wrong way of doing it. I often see, let's just make sure that it's not going to collide. It's looking okay. I often see it explained on a machine like this to set your needle position to the left and then bring the hook to just above the needle eye and set your timing that way. That isn't always going to be right. It will be okay if your needle bar is correctly set. If this needle bar height is correctly set, that will work every time. As I say, this is the wrong way of setting your hook timing on a machine like this. Some machines you can set your hook timing this way. That's the recommended way, but not this model. There are timing marks on the needle bar, especially for this. Now, so what they say on a lot of YouTube videos for a machine like this is just to set your needle position over to the left-hand side. We're looking from the back of the machine at the moment. So that's the left-hand side of its throw, and you bring the needle down until it rises and the hook comes across and will just come in just above the needle eye. So what they're saying is that hook point there that you can see, this hook point right here, that should come in just above the needle eye. Now on this, I haven't set the timing properly on this one here, it's just a little bit out. Yes, if your needle bar is correctly set, if your needle bar height is correctly set, yes, that will work and is fine. You know, you'll get away with that. If your needle bar height is not correctly set, this method of timing will definitely be incorrect and you'll have all sorts of problems. So please don't set your hook timing on a machine like this here. Generally the older machines, you don't set your hook timing by just putting the hook point above the needle eye. The correct way to set your hook timing is to use the timing marks, and that's what these little marks here are on the needle bar, right? And you'll see them coming down under the this bottom bushing here. So there they are there, coming down through the bushing, and they'll come out the bottom of the bushing. You'll see that the top mark, so this top mark here, that should be flush with the bottom of this bushing here, needle bar bushing, when the needle is at its bottom dead center. Now you can see there that this one's not, but that's quite normal. So the way this works is that the hook timing's been set and then the needle bar has been adjusted appropriately. Now there's 2 settings there, but what you do is you loosen, it seems like a little bit more work, and it is, but you loosen the needle bar clamp here. You have your needle position in the central position. That's this lever here. You have it in the central position. Loosen this screw here. So you loosen the screw and you bring the needle bar down until you can see that lower timing, the upper timing mark has just come down below the bottom of the bush there. You want to set that timing mark there so that it is just coming under the needle bar bushing. See it there? Come right out, come back up, just there, right? When the machine is at its bottom dead center. Okay, and if we just nip that up just a fraction, just make sure the needle bar is right at the bottom of its travel there. You can just see the top timing mark there. and so we can just nip that up. We may need to adjust the needle bar height later, and then what we do, you turn the machine in operating direction always until this lower mark comes to the bottom of the needle bar bushing there. You should just be able to see the hook point is right here. Now the tip of that hook should be central with that needle there. Okay, so the hook timing is out, as we saw before. I've just very roughly set the hook timing there. So the key is to just have this screw here tight enough to hold the hook on the shaft, but loose enough for it to be able to be turned while you've got the machine up on its feet there. So I just need to loosen that just slightly, just very slightly done up, just enough to hold it in position there, and just loose enough for you to slip the hook around. So that's the point where the hook needs to come across. So you stop the machine from turning, but you should be able to just turn the hook slightly there, like that. So I'm making sure that the needle bar is not rising or falling there. The machine's not turning, but as I say, I've got that hook just loose enough to bring it into that central point there. And then we double check by going back and looking at the timing mark there. Turn it operating direction, just there. And you can see that the hook point just not quite there. We'll come up a little bit, check it again. Yeah, it needs to come up a little bit more. There's a little bit of backlash there as well you've got to take into account. Try that again. Yeah, that's looking good there. Camera's on a very slight angle, so it may not look exactly right, but the point of that hook there should be just behind the center line of the needle, right? And that's how you set hook timing properly on a machine like this. And the next thing to do is to check the needle bar height. Now if we do bring the needle across to its left hand position, the hook should be just above the needle eye, which it is. And if I bring the needle to the left hand position, sorry, right hand if we're looking from the front, the hook point should be still in the scarf of the needle there. The scarf is a little cutout that you'll notice that's above the needle eye on the back of the needle, same side as the flap on the shank. But I think that's okay. That's you know, that's the factory spec there, and needle bar height's looking fine. And so then we just need to finally nip this grub screw here up once the timing's been set, and then just go ahead and double check your settings just to make sure that nothing's moved while you're tipping the machine back over there. And I've checked that, it's all good. I was just about to say keep an eye out for a video on replacing these gears, but effectively I've done it here, except I've put the old gears back in. So we should be able to just quickly do a quick test here. I'll give this here a bit of a clean out. Jeez. Yeah, look at that. Pretty disgusting. Give that a quick clean. Oof. Gross. Okay, put that back on. Now, let's get this back in. It doesn't quite seem right. It was kind of on an angle when it came out. It didn't sort of seem like it was all that great. Just get that screw back in there. Give it a quick clean. Put that back on. It needs the little feet changed as well. I've got those as well in stock. Quite often change those. quickly get this cover here put on. Let's just bring the needle up and get the throat plate off there, and just make sure this latch is out of the way, and put the bobbin case back in there. So I'll do another video on that. That's Molly. That's in there. Let's put the plate back on. So, presser foot back on there. Needs a good clean. Alright, through that loop, that one. Okay, threaded there. Start, turn the machine 1 revolution in operating direction. We'll pull up the bobbin thread there, just like so. There we go. Get some light, get some action going here. So I would recommend, when you've done a major job like this, is just to turn the machine by hand for a few stitches to make sure nothing's jamming up there, and away we go. Perfect. Sewing nicely there. Looks good. That's it for this one. That's the proper way to set the hook timing on a machine like this here. And as always, thank you very much to my patrons on Patreon. Thank you very much for your support, and thank you very much for watching.